Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Snack. We've got live tournament action coming at you right now here on Zelnaga. We are going to be watching game number 2 in a best of 5. This is the finals of today's Let It Ride tournament. We are going to be watching Thor versus Winhouse. And Thor taking down a pretty nice win in that last game. Winhouse just kind of overcommitting to a Baneling attack that just did not go well. And I do have Shakoi on the line, so Shakoi, tell us what you think. What do you think is going to make the difference in this game for Winhouse?
Well, he picked this map first off, so I imagine he's more comfortable on this map. But I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if he did the same exact build. His map is harder to sneak around on, so he won't be caught off guard, I think, with a Zergling around the backside like the first game.
Right.
So, why not? He was more prepared for Baneling bust against Thor than Thor was, because Thor had to play defensive, so who knows?
Right.
I just can't believe that he would have his guys so out of position and nothing at home.
Yeah.
But you got to take risks. This isn't a game that it's just a freebie. You can just do whatever you want. There's money on the line, so you got to try what you think is right.
Yeah, I agree. And you can see here, he's got a very early spawning pool here for Thor. Not very early, but it's pretty stinking early. And I'm interested to see what he's got planned for us. He does have just Overlord scouts coming out now for Winhouse, so he's not going to catch wind of this very quickly, and that's about to complete.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder if he's just going to go quick roach.
I think he may. And the spawning pool will be done in time for any super early Zergling rush for Winhouse, and he is ever so slightly... Oh no, they're dead even, never mind. 15 and 16 for the drone count, so not bad there.
It's just so interesting to watch mirrors play. It's like it's not like your opponent can be doing something other than what you're thinking of maybe doing,
Right.
So it's kind of like, oh man, I'm gonna get some Zerglings up, but at the same time it's like, well, he's probably getting Zerglings up.
Right.
There's a Baneling nest for Winhouse, so yep, he is gonna do the same thing again.
Pretty good stuff. And I quite like Baneling play. We saw that in the last tournament that we held, the Alt June, in the finals too. That was Baneling play.
Which that was a good final, man.
Yeah, it was. I could not believe that Microstar went on that 4-game rush. That was amazing to see out of a best of 7. He lost the first 3 games and then won the next 4 in a row. Gotta love it.
Maybe he just started trying,
Yeah.
Maybe he was trying to be suspenseful.
Maybe. I usually tend to not try that, play that way if I'm going up against somebody who's in a higher league than I am. If it was me, I'm a platinum level player, and so if I went up maybe against like a bronze level player, I could potentially see myself giving him 1 or 2 games, but I don't think I'd ever give him 3 in a row.
Yeah. Or at least 4, especially to win it.
I know. Banelings, Banelings, Banelings. That's for you, BR Das and Hulkster.
And look at all that.
Ooh, pretty good micro. Getting those guys out of there just in time before the Banelings can get them. Wow.
Just high-level play from Thor.
Yeah.
And he's even got time to throw up a question mark.
What does the PP1 mean? I don't get that one.
Pause.
Oh.
I don't know. He's not really speaking English right now, and even his acronym skills seem to be out of place, since that H should be 1 space over to make that sound like thanks. But that's fine.
Got to love this. We are not only going to be experiencing this fantastic pause on the live stream, but we will also be experiencing it on the YouTube replay. That is always going to be fun. That's okay. Every now and then something comes up.
That's what video editing is for. Just throw in like one of those like Texas Ranger clips in there for 30 seconds, have someone exploding, and then bam, game
Back
comes
to
right
the
back.
game. That's a good idea. In fact, well, I think I'll do that. I'll go find some explosions to put in there.
There you go.
Or Chuck Norris.
Every video needs a Chuck Norris Walker Texas Ranger explosion.
Yeah. You know what I really wanted to see? Was a fight between Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee.
They did.
I never got to see that. Where do you find it?
It's just type Bruce Lee versus YouTube. It's one of the very first movies that Chuck Norris was ever in. He played a villain in Bruce Lee's movie, and they went at it.
Was it pretty cool? Was it epic?
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
I'm definitely going to be checking that out.
Bruce Lee's one of the only martial artists in movie history where they had to actually slow him down. As opposed to other people nowadays, they speed it up to make it look cooler. They had to slow him down because he was too fast.
Wow. Oh, I hear Bane. Oh, no, that's not banelings. Those are spine crawlers getting in position. Wow, what do you think of this defensive posture here from Winhouse?
That's a weird transition. You know, especially, you know, if you're going to go bailing, it's like your window of opportunity is already set. You know, there's a time limit.
Right.
And now he's gone full defense, and I'm curious if he's doing that just because he realizes that his opponent has already gone roaches and is set up for that defense, so there's no point in continuing bailing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's not the worst idea in the world. But, I mean, at the same time, I mean, that's a lot of minerals spent. He could have just tossed down an expansion.
I agree. Thor is really good at map control. I mean, look at all of this, the overlords that he has in different spots on the map.
Yeah. It's really good, isn't it?
And I mean, there's no roach warren up for Winhouse. He's droning up like crazy.
He's going for a spire.
Wow, Muta play, huh?
Very interesting.
I mean, what can you do really at this point? But I mean, yeah, his opponent's going a lot of roaches, but what's the point of having a bunch of mutas if there's so many roaches on the field that they can just decimate your base while they're getting hit by mutas?
Right. Yeah, and that is usually the biggest problem with mutas versus roach.
I mean, it's the same concept from Protoss. I mean, if you build Void Rays, cool, there's no Hydralisks, but, you know, it takes a long time to kill ground units.
Right. Yep, that is the case. Could be interesting to see. I'll be surprised if that goes very well for him. Especially now that infestors are out. About to be popping out here.
Can infestors throw fungal growth on a muta?
Oh yeah.
Wow. This is amazing map control. I mean, those Zerglings are being used perfectly. I mean, it's late game or mid-ish game actually to be more accurate, but I mean, they're not very useful at this point. At least 4 of them. And I mean, but he can scout. He can see there's no other expansion. He can move up. He's going to see these mutas at some point soon and probably throw up a Hydralisk den. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Oh, this infestor is in position. Oh my goodness, the infestor getting... Oh, he did get the fungal growth off. Just barely in time. On 3 of those guys.
Gonna do some damage to the drones.
Oh, that is brutal. Yeah, Winhouse, see that? I mean, that's exactly what you were predicting, is that he just wouldn't have enough DPS to hold these roaches off. Especially with these spine crawlers so out of position from the main. You know, from the
what's
middle
even worse is, I mean, I don't really think mutas should be your main source of defense and attacking. I think they're pretty good for harassment.
Right.
But I mean, now that they've been used for defense, it's like, wow, there's a big, red flag that says, hey, you should probably defend against mutaplay. and a
Right.
couple of spore crawlers at each base. He can keep roaching up, and I mean, unless he gets a whole bunch of mutas, which he won't have time for, muta play is worthless at this point.
Yep. Kind of interested though why Thor is just letting these guys get obliterated. He's not really doing tons of damage here.
I agree. I mean, maybe he's buying himself some time. I mean, he's got a couple spore crawlers at each base.
Yeah, waiting for those to complete. Trying to
But
keep those mutas backed up, huh?
he's not droning up, so I don't really know. I don't really know why he would do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Looks like he is going to be sticking with Infestor play, though.
The only thing I can say is advantage to Winhouse right now is he has enough mutas where he could do some harassment. He could definitely snipe those overlords.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just too much time with queens and spore crawlers at his main to really do much damage. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do not know either. This is going to be real interesting. I mean, these guys are getting a lot of kills, but it's on stuff that Thor is purposely sending out across the map. I mean,
There's the Hydralisk den.
uh-oh. Yep, almost halfway complete right now.
I mean, this game is already over in the sense that he hasn't had a chance to have two bases.
Right.
And although Thor really hasn't taken advantage of it either, it's just, I mean, he's so far behind.
Right. Oh, man, that's a lot of queens. Look at that. He's got 6 queens at that expansion.
I don't know why. I'm not sure why he wouldn't use some of his queens to defend his main.
Yeah.
But I mean, not bad. I mean, if you're gonna build mutas, you might as well utilize them.
That's true.
No point in then having them just sit in their base.
That's true. Such a fast unit. Might as well be sniping overlords, which is what he's doing right now.
Capped his opponent.
Yep. Try and put his opponent back on his heels. And always a good thing to do. And look at this, though. The map control has been switching into Winhouse's favor, though. So, I mean, that's not a bad deal what he's got going right now.
Yeah, I mean, to me, honestly, it seems more of like it's inevitable, because as soon as he builds a couple Hydralisks, I mean, it's it. I mean, there's nothing he can do.
Yep. And that Hydralisk Den is researching the grooved spines. That will increase the range of the Hydras by 1. Going to be brutal, brutal, brutal.
I think he knows this, which is why he's not really building any Hydralisks yet. He's still droning up, but he has enough queens where those those mutas can't really do anything.
Right.
And by the time that he feels comfortable, he could easily just massively spawn. Actually, I think he wouldn't even do that. He'd probably just get a couple Hydralisks and then continue his Infestor build.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Well, assuming when Winhouse is transitioned to Roach, he's getting +1/+1 right now for his Roaches. But I don't know. I mean, it's just not going to be enough. I think you're right. I think I'm definitely going to have to say Thor is ahead here. And he's got, I think, a better tech path at this point.
No question. I mean, he's not getting upgrades. So, I mean, that's one thing that Winhouse will have on him. But
Well, but Thor has already got missile attack level 1 completed. So.
oh, look. So here we go. We have a couple of Hydralisks and still going Infestor build. So,
Yeah.
not surprising.
Nope. Those Infestors are super effective at softening up Roaches.
Mm-hmm.
And then those Hydras can just blast them to pieces as long as they can stay out of range.
Isn't it weird, though, just how things evolve? I mean, Infestors are getting so much love lately.
Yeah, they really have.
I mean, why not? Why not use them? When they get their energy up, they are just so good.
Yeah. Very, very good spellcaster. Another spellcaster that's getting a lot of notice is the Ghost.
Yeah, I've seen them frequently. I don't think they're getting as much attention from the lower level players yet.
No.
But
There's not enough
definitely
people.
high level.
Yeah, I agree. There's just not enough people teaching these lower level players how to use a Ghost properly yet. The way that, that the the Infestor has been showcased so many times, you know.
Hmm.
So kind of interesting. But both of these guys sticking on 2 base. I mean, pretty even in the economy. I'd still say Thor is ahead, but I'm actually kind of surprised that he's not going to be poking out here to do, you know, maybe a little attack. Just feel his opponent out, see how strong he is right now.
I'm surprised he doesn't build more mutas. And I say that just because if he split his muta count up, say just like 6 or something at each base, he could potentially split that defense and pick off stuff.
Right.
You know, if you send 6 over to his main, whereas gas is, maybe take out the Spore Crawler and the Queen, he's going to send some guys up, and at the same time you send some over to his other side and take out that gas. You know, you can make him split up.
That's true. That's a really good point.
Or
Look
if
at
you
all
just
these
wait.
investors.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as he sends these out, I mean, I would pick them off because the Hydralisks are faster than Infestors. He should just pick off the Infestors while they're behind the main army.
Right. Look at that. A little bit of a split there on the army, too.
He's in trouble, though. There's just so many ground units.
Yeah, Winhouse is going to be really, really hard pressed to make this attack go in his favor. It looks like Thor's going to be committing to this here right away. He is supply blocked right now. I think he's probably just going to move in. As I say that, then he's not doing it, right?
He's thinking about it.
He's waiting for these queens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's weird. I wonder what he's going to use those queens for other than maybe transfusion.
Yeah, I would guess probably some transfuse.
It's just not... But, I mean, the longer he waits, the more of a window. That's a lot of units. He's pulled 4 queens.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh, my goodness.
Fungal growths, look at that. The trouble is Thor is really kind of getting stuck here in this choke. Winhouse has got a great art going here. He's got a really good surround on his opponent.
Wow.
He's going to be cleaning this up, and that is amazing. He was severely behind there.
That is awesome.
Wow. Just came down to Thor being stuck in that choke, and I would half expect Winhouse to continue this attack.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, go counter, try and do some more damage. Looks like he's
either that or expand.
Yeah, or expand. That's not a bad idea either. Actually, it's a great idea. And he is doing exactly that, so he's going to expand behind it, and now he's going to be in the lead. I would have to give him the lead at this point. He really played that well, was able to keep those units alive, keep his opponents kind of stuck in that choke with those fungal growths on the front line, so really well played.
Yeah, that's incredible, honestly. I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah, I mean, he really was way behind.
But I think that's one of the benefits of playing this map, especially from like a Protoss point of view, is because there's so many chokes.
Yeah.
It doesn't fend well to Zerg players.
Yes.
You know, I'm surprised he wouldn't have also maybe... I mean, there's an Overseer out for Winhouse, and he scouted that, but I'm surprised he didn't just pull his army, Thor's army around, and maybe go up the backside where there's no spine crawlers. I mean, if you're going to go through a choke point, you might as well go through one that has less defense.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I mean, what do you think about this, though? I mean, Thor is sitting here taking the gold expansion. I mean, I would have to think if I were Thor at this point that I'm a little bit behind. And so, yeah, he's taking a little bit of a risk here, taking the gold, but I'd be interested to see what your take is on that. Do you think this is a wise decision, or do you think it's kind of like a last-ditch effort? I mean, maybe he's just thinking he's farther behind than he actually is.
No, I agree with you. Maybe not necessarily a last-ditch effort, and it's definitely, I don't think, a smart decision, but I think he realizes that he lost his lead. And I don't think he's necessarily thinking he's in danger of losing at this point, but I think he wants to have his lead back.
Gotcha.
And he's only going to get that with the gold expansion. But it's not going to be that substantial, really, because his opponent's going to have 3 bases. And, I mean,
now 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lead, but it's not a humongous lead. I could see if he dropped another expansion down at the bottom right, and had gold, then he would definitely be way ahead, but I don't see him even holding off this attack that Winhouse has at the moment.
Yeah, and he's got quite a few infestors of his own now. That's 8 of them. Looks like he's reinforcing that with quite a few roaches that do have +2/+2 completed. We do have only +2/+1 for Thor's army, so he's a little bit behind in that tech there. And here comes the attack. Oh, good fungal growths there.
But now he's going to get fungal growth himself.
Yep, both players. Oh, my goodness. It looks like Winhouse is going to be able to clean this up here, man. This may be GG.
Wow.
And yes, it is. There's the GG from Thor. My goodness. Those fungal growths and those +2/+2 roaches really taking it down there, Shikoi. What do you think, man?
Well, I'm impressed and shocked at the same time. I don't know if Winhouse played phenomenal or if Thor just let him get ahead too much.
I don't know. I think it came down to that attack, and Thor almost got back. We're going to go Tal'Darim Malter here in just a moment for game number, what are we on now?
3.
Game number 3, my goodness. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. Don't alt-tab, always alt-StarCraft. We'll see you guys in a moment.